Cheers and enjoy the beers. Yes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel with me, Disco, coming at you with another set of live beer reviews from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar, or I'm still angrily calling the Disco Arms. And thanks to everybody popping in, and indeed so early. Thanks to Henry 420 Arena Hawks Music for being the first to pop in sometime this afternoon. Give me a little shout out. Thank you very much indeed. Blue Nose, good afternoon to you, sir. Darts on one screen and this on the other. I feel super honoured to be competing with the darts, and in fact I should be competing in darts at some point. Keep meaning to do a dart stream. I think it's possible. Upstairs at the Disco Arms, a little bit of light bleed in here in the corner. That's really annoying, but I'm gonna have to put up with it because I still can't get the lighting sorted out in here. Yeah, sorry, apologies also for the massively late start due to technical difficulties and my own damn incompetence, mainly at timekeeping, to be fair, because I was off work today, so I popped into work for a couple of beers. It was only going to be a couple, and I was going to leave at 5, head off, have a bit of food, and then get back down here nicely. Do a bit of admin whilst I was up there to set the stream up, and I failed completely, and I was still there at 7:15 chatting away, finishing up. So I got back a bit late, and then got back here a bit late. So a bit of a weird time for a beer, but you know, Sunday night I haven't got to be in work in the morning. That's a lie. I've totally got to be in work in the morning because I ordered some beers last week, and I always order beers to go to work because that's where I'm going to be, so I can receive them easy. And if not, there's somebody else there that will. Trembling Madness order. I was hoping to show you this, the order, but they seem to be having a few problems, probably because it's Christmas. I know that it's not important. I don't matter when I get the beers. None of them were urgent. But yeah, they did say they had 24-hour delay. So Thursday morning, I put a beer order in, a couple of Christmas beers. I've still not got around to deciding what I'm doing about Christmas beers. I'm not doing, like Blue Nose and everybody else doing a kind of calendar, and I'm not doing 12 beers of Christmas. I thought about it, but I've just been so kind of busy and not getting nothing set up really. Again, only competence. But yeah, put an order in from Trembling Madness, and I thought, normally they're 24 hours anyway, so I thought they might do it overnight Friday, and they didn't. Got a call on Friday, to be fair, from them, saying there was a problem with the order and one of the beers was out of stock. I like that kind of communication, so that was fine, not a problem. If it's out of stock, it's out of stock. What can you do? One of these things. And they said it'd be on an overnight and coming Saturday. It was great. I'm at work on Saturday. That didn't happen for whatever reason, and now I think it got picked up on Saturday, and I'm getting a delivery on Monday, which is brilliant, but I'm not bloody at work on a Monday. So I might have to go out there anyway. So I don't know. Hopefully, if it's not too early, I'll just go up and see it in. And well, if it's later in the afternoon, I might do a few beer reviews whilst I'm there or something like that. Utilise my time and then pop to the pub. Talking about beers, let's dive straight in whilst I'm waffling away about my woes and troubles. And by the way, I've got a lot of woes and troubles. Nominally, it's been a really difficult week. Hence, a couple of cancellations on the streams this week. Bear with me. Let me just. I don't know why that's really annoying me. That kind of glare from the light. It doesn't normally happen, but anyway. Oh yeah, Kitty's in. Yeah, she's wondering what's going on with the light as well. I know she's cleaning. But yeah, let's dive straight in. Get a beer in. I'm trying not to say about my woes of this week because it's been a difficult week and I get angry. Hence needing a beer. So let's go with beer number 1, please. And as you may or may not have seen from the profile, I'm all on Stouts tonight, being as it's Stout Sunday. I never use that hashtag. I see it a lot on Instagram and stuff. And I never, well, a few Sunday session streams I've done haven't always been about Stouts. So, yeah, first one up is brewery featured before on the channel called Jiddlers Tipple. By the way, let me know. I am all right for sound. I guess you would have told me if not. Because having been away for a week, and again, I'll explain why. I seem to have forgot to put the banner up, but there it is now. Yeah, so all three stouts are from the supermarket. They're from Sainsbury's because I happened to stop at a Sainsbury's away from my usual area because my Sainsbury's around here aren't that amazing. I saw these three and I thought, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a go. Ah, yeah, nice one. Cheers, Harry. All good for sound. Because you know it could happen on this stream. All the technical differences from Rasko and Disco Beer Review have carried on into just Disco Beer Review. Anyway, this one is, change the banner. Yeah, Jiddlers Tipple. Out East London way somewhere of unknown sort of origin. I've seen them about quite a lot. This one is a Swiss roll stout. And I'm fairly certain a bunch of other people have done this one. With mixed results, and I'm not entirely sure. When you say Swiss roll stout, I'm thinking quite a light, kind of almost white stout. But I'm guessing, I don't know whether it's a chocolate stout or not. I'm not read any of the blurb on the back, and I don't recall other people's reviews of it. So let's see what we get. I guess let's get it into the glass. I generally don't know what we're getting here, but it is a 5.1% Swiss roll stout. So I'm guessing a bit of kind of, I don't know if it's a like jam and cream kind of Swiss roll, or is it a chocolate one? I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. Right, so it's darker one, so it's a kind of more chocolate and cream, but I'm guessing Swiss roll would normally be like sort of strawberry jam. Depends what type of Swiss roll it is. Well, it's looking dark. It's looking good in the glass. Pours out nice and dark, very, very dark brown, almost black. Nice, thick, bubbly, creamy header. It does look like it's dissipating a bit. See if we can remember the can balance, and I'm away to do the picture. As always, bear with me. Right, there we go. There's the can balance for the photograph. I've put it in the... Oh, no, I haven't. I put it in the wrong glass. I was going to put it in the London glass, being a London beer, but I've put it in the McColl's glass. But doesn't matter. Never mind. Oh, that's because I used the London Fuller's glass for a beer last night that I didn't take a photograph of. Because I wasn't really that bothered about it that much. It was just a beer to go with the curry. So, again, what have I got stuff on that? Too much glare, but it's a good balance. Oh, that comes out nice in your portrait. It works. So, yeah, we'll stick with that one. First one, that'll do. It's kind of in focus. But we all know what focus stands for. If you don't, you're not a fan of Kevin Bloody Wilson and his daughter. Clearly. Answers on a postcard, please, if you know what focus stands for. Whether you're a Ford driver or not. But there we go. Yeah, so... Yeah, Jiddlers Tipple out of East London. Basically, all the artwork, I remember saying this last time, is based on the owner's Hawaiian shirts. I'm sure he's going to run out of patterns at some point. But the beers have generally been all right, apart from... Where did I put it? I had it... Well, I didn't have it last night. I used it last night. Apart from that one, I remember that one from doing 3 sours on the stream, and that one, for me, was a bit horrific on the cherry sour. So I'm hoping this one's going to be much more my thing. Looks good so far. Let's have a little sniff, see what we get. Nose isn't blocked up at the start of the stream, so fairly light on it. Not much kind of chocolate. I'm not sure what I'm getting here. Yeah, there's a sort of slight coffee note. Nothing bad by any means, but it's fairly light on the stout, but looks really good in the glass as far as I'm concerned. Really quite bubbly head, quite smooth. Yeah, quite wobbly. Let's dive straight in with a taste. Cheers, it's Jiddlers Tipple Swiss Roll Stout, 5.1%. I think it should have a name. I know they don't always name their stuff, but anyway, cheers. Maybe that's the name, Swiss Roll Stout. Cheers. That's not a bad wince. It's not anything untoward. It's just something and nothing, really. It's a perfectly decent stout. Slightly dry. The notes of slightly dry stout. Slightly kind of dry bit of coffee notes. Nothing much else, really. I'm not quite sure where they're going with the Swiss roll. Am I wrong? Anybody else had this one? What did you think? Let me know. Not bad by any means. Nothing too way out. Just all right. Again, I'm very aware I'm probably drinking it a bit too cold. It hasn't been in the fridge. It is well, not really cellar temp, but it's kind of it's a little bit too cool. That's not the beer's fault. That's kind of my fault. I should probably put it in the fridge and turn the temp up a bit, but yeah, it's quite a nice roasty stout. I'm not really getting any kind of much in the way of adjuncts. It feels like there's a little bit of hazelnut in there or something like that, but it's not like a Nutella kind of stout. It's thinnish despite that kind of thick head development. It is sticking around, to be fair, but I'm not seeing massive amounts of, I don't know, there's a little bit of lacing maybe so far. See how that goes down the pipe. But yeah, it's a perfectly decent stout. On tap, I guess, or cask, it would be, yeah, solid, fairly warming, roasty stout, but there's not much else flavour-wise about it, for me anyway. Yet everything looks the same. Yeah, it does. They're not all the same. I think they are all different kind of, yeah, they're different variations of kind of, not quite Hawaiian shirts. They're a bit more pastel than Hawaiian shirts. They're sort of like, I don't know, I mean, that one just looks like the artist has swallowed a bunch of ink and thrown up on the canvas a bit. I don't dislike them. I think they're kind of funky. They've got their own individuality about that kind of thing. But yeah, they do all look like that in various colours. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's kind of their thing, which is fine. It's quite a fun story. Poisonous stuff is contract brewed some near you. Ooh, wow. That's a long way to send beer. And I have said this before about certain breweries. Sending your stuff a long way is, I think, kind of risky. And even if there is no risk involved, I don't want my beer to travel that far, really. Where would it be near you? Why would it be contract brewed out west when they're based in East London and there's a dozen different bigger sized breweries that could do it? If not South London, I know a contract brewery in South London, but yeah, interesting that. I wouldn't necessarily have guessed that. It's not like anything, like I say, anything bad or way out. I'm amused that head development is, the head retention is excellent. I've seen some stouts kind of, that head will dissipate fairly quickly, especially on sort of the slightly thinner ones. This one is kind of thin, but it's got a reasonable feel in the mouth. There's no cakiness, which is odd. You'd want some sort of cakiness for a Swiss roll stout. I'm not sure what sort of Swiss roll it's meant to be, whether it's chocolate. I was also expecting some kind of like light spongy notes with a bit of kind of strawberry jam, but I'm not getting that either. For capacity, yeah, but there's got to be capacity in London, right? So that, yeah, okay. I mean, obviously the capacity of the supermarket stouts, and they've had, I think, all of the ones I've had 3 or 4, I think now, and I think they've all been through supermarkets. So they've geared up, got that contract, and obviously been able to brew for a price point to get into supermarkets, and I don't know too much about price points and kind of economics of it all, but yeah, so not surprising, I guess, that it's kind of contracted out to get that capacity. And often, yeah, I always wonder, is that where the kind of quality might dip compared to a stout you brew in your brewery and serve on your bar? I don't know. Yeah, nothing terrible by any means, just sort of leave one thing now. Let's see if I'm talking utter rubbish and see what they've got to say about the matter. So, lots of blurb on the back, which is good. I like a bit of information. Okay, right. So, ingredients is the first one, apart from all the usual ones, plus oats. Here's a good one. How are you about to tell me? Glycerin. I've not seen glycerin on an ingredients list before, and is there that much that they need to actually put it on there? But they have. Is glycerin the one for like to make it gluten free? Oh yeah, it does say gluten free, so I'm guessing that's the gluten dropout. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Harry. Then it says chocolate and vanilla. I'm not getting a lot of chocolate in this, and I never get vanilla, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's kind of the sort of dry, bitter, and coffee note rather than dry chocolate, but there's a little bit of chocolate in it. It says, indulge in the rich, velvety embrace of our luxurious Swiss roll stout. It takes all the joy of a classic chocolate dessert and rolls it into a luxuriously smooth and comforting beer. You'll be greeted by a warming aroma of roasted malt and dark chocolate, followed by sweet vanilla and caramel. There are notes of sponge cake and fluffy pastry, all wrapped up with a smooth, creamy finish. Has just the right amount of sweetness, that's true, and a swirl of nostalgia in every sip. T's and C's, custard serving not included. Got a bit of a laugh here. Oh, that's a good one. I've not seen that before, and I don't think I ever did it if I saw it last time. I bet that won't focus on a QR code. Win beer for a year. Let me know if that works. In focus, yeah, there we go. Best before I don't think will be too relevant. 01/2027. That's a long date, even for a heavy stout. Have never seen glycerin in a beer before. I have the feeling it's the sort of thing you don't actually need to list in the ingredients, except obviously by choice, because of like all the ingredients is like by quantity, and things like glycerin, put enough of a quantity in. But there you go. We'll just add body to the beer. Well, maybe it just gives that kind of body feel of the body, because I'm not getting a lot of kind of chunky stout. I think that's because of the temperature. Lacing's looking good from that head retention. The sweetness is great. There's slight brown sugar roughness around the edges, but there's not a lot of luxury in that, although it's fairly smooth in the middle with that slightly rough edge. Maybe sometimes I question my taste buds when this happens. It's like, what am I actually getting here? Are my taste buds all over the place? I know what I should be getting. I don't know. I can't get vanilla because I never do, but it's not reminding me of a Swiss roll. I mean, at this time of year, a Swiss roll, is basically a Yule log in a chocolate roll, but Swiss rolls to me are always light, not chocolate. Sometimes you get chocolate covered ones with kind of strawberry jam in the middle. Maybe different parts of the country have different impressions of Swiss rolls, but because this is London, that's what I would be expecting. So can apparently act as a preservative too. Well, that would explain the over 12-month best before on that can. Sorry, Kitty's being a dick as usual. Kitty, stop being a dick. Yeah, just sit down. Just go and sit. Yes, your turn in a bit, darling. Yeah, it doesn't seem to add anything negative taste-wise, but yeah, not a lot of lacing, just kind of leftover foam. I say a perfectly drinkable stout on the kind of lower end of the body, so I'm not I'm not sure there is a lot of body to it. There is some quite kind of roasty malt notes in amongst the coldness. I say the coldness is my fault, but let's have a quick look. I think I did this before, but I don't really remember. It's not a brewery I sort of rush to. I like the name because it's funny, kind of. Hornsey Park Road, so more North London than East. Welcome to Jiddlers Tipple. Well, there you go. That gives you an example of the artwork. Bog Standard Lager is one of those. It's a funny name for a beer. Let's have a look. Let's see what they say. A bit of background. My name is Jacob Liddell, the Jiddler, and this is my tipple. I've been homebrewing for years in Turnpike Lane, North London. Fair play. I launched the tipple in 2019. The aim of creating perfectly balanced, delicious session strength, 3.8% craft beer. Session strength, 4.5. Since 2019, I've been working with a brewery in South London. Oh, by the Horns. Did they go under? To help scale up the homebrew operation. Interesting. They're still no. By the Horns was one I used to get completely mixed up with one in East London. By the Horns, I think, was Wimbledon. Here we go. He explains the artwork. Why vintage shirts? When creating the labels, I was wondering what to use for design, and it clicked. I have a wardrobe full of awesome designs. His description. In this way, Jiddlers Tipple is a marriage of two of my greatest passions in life: beer and vintage shirts. Well, someone's got to. I'm not sure they're that vintage anymore. I think he gets them made up. Let's have a quick look at the other beers. They do seem to have a web shop, so good. There's a Swiss Roll Stout. All-Day Pale Ale. I think I've tried that somewhere along the line. I know the Everyday Pale Ale. Well-dressed hazy IPA. See, it's sort of, they look all right, but nothing sort of stands out. Lilt, that was one I did review recently, hazy IPA. And again, it was sort of that. It was all right, perfectly decent, but nothing massively outstanding. Swiss Roll Stout gift pack. We get a glass, and I mean, that's quite a nice presentation for 4 cans. 25 quid for 4 cans. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. And a glass, 25. That's about right. And the packaging, blah, blah, blah. Right. So that kind of like confirms what I'm saying, really. It's like, it's all right. It's there or thereabouts. And I do kind of like, I've seen some of his stuff on Instagram. Like, it's kind of funny if you like that sort of thing. So not people will get it, but yeah, I like his stuff. I like the shirts. They're kind of odd, but I like that kind of odd thing. The beer's all right. This one is probably, I think this is probably one of the better beers of the 3 or 4 I've had. And again, they're just all right. They're nothing outstanding or amazing. It's not something I'd gravitate towards, just some pale ales. And this is probably the most, I say I didn't really like that sour. It's far too sour and tart for me, even though I like cherry, but I prefer sweet cherry. Yeah, so this is all right. It's not like, I wouldn't rush for it. Would I buy it again? If I saw it on tap, I'd want to try it, just to see what the difference is. I've probably stored it too cold, so it feels a bit thinner. I think I may be being a bit harsh on it. I like the sweetness, but still not getting vanilla. Yeah, it's sort of one to try. It doesn't give me any particular nostalgic feels towards Swiss roll, and I do like a bit of chocolate Swiss roll. There's not really that much creaminess about it. Always love the cream. It's funny they mentioned custard, because I do love, like, take off the chocolate Swiss roll and then just eat the cream afterwards as it melts into the custard. Got to be warm custard, hot custard, Yeah, so it's all right. It's not particularly nostalgic or particularly creamy. I like the sweetness. I like the sort of Yeah, slight roasty edge to it. I think it's warming up. I'm drinking it quick, so it's not, like I say, it's not like way out or anything off as far as I can tell. I don't necessarily know all my off flavors, but yeah, it's a perfectly nice stout. It's just not sort of, it's not really singing to me particularly. And I do like me adjunct stouts. I like me sweet stouts. We shall see as we move up just how much I put that to the test with the next two, because they're both, I imagine, adjunct heavy. And we'll see how it compares. I mean, I think I say it's a perfectly decent start, perfectly good beer, got a good strength, and that comes through, despite a slight thinness, but it's got that ABV kind of covers that a little bit with a bit of strength. It's just not bad. It's just, yeah, it's all right. I suppose that thinness and the coldness doesn't make it even more drinkable. Kinda. There we go. It started again. Yeah, there we go. I've been outside all afternoon, so I'm a bit cold anyway, mostly because I have to be. We have no inside drinking. We have even less outside drinking at the moment due to dictatorial council ineptitude. Closed off half our courtyard. So all the videos you've seen so far from me at the brewery in the courtyard, we don't have that anymore. Closed them all off due to the some structural issues with the house. And yeah, it's caused a lot of anger. I think that's all I'll say until I can get my head around it and try and. I've got an idea to put a video together, but it'll just be me blasting the council and their general ineptitude at closing off a community space that is well used, well loved, and on the shakiest of health and safety premises. But you can't say health and safety is shaky. It either is safe or it isn't. And yeah, I'm not sure about it, so I won't go into too much. Not that the council are going to be listening, or I hope not. But yeah, really, really annoying, and very little we can do about it at the moment, especially over Christmas. However, we persevered and put the big stretch tent over the other courtyard, which again isn't ours. We've just populated it. And it's kind of nice, cozy pub garden kind of feel. The old courtyards were kind of smaller, so it was a bit like a. If you ever go to Hungary and go to the ruin bars in Hungary where they just stretch a piece of canvas over a ruined building space, that's kind of what it is, really. Sort of got some heating, plenty of lighting, and it's all right, but it's just not what it was. So that's why it's been a really difficult week, because we had a few Barneys about it over last weekend. There was a lot of words said, and we all had to counsel ourselves to keep cool, me included. Didn't always manage to do that, but we shall see what happens next year. The beer, still good, still available. We have some issue with getting to our fermenter room. We can still get to it, just have to have a longer walk, which isn't helpful in an emergency. We can still brew beer. We still have plenty of beer in the fridge, so we can serve beer over the Christmas period. And yeah, we shall see. Mr. Wilson, greetings. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you had a good weekend and a good week. Like I say, apologies for not doing any streams last week. I had one ready to go, and it just I wasn't feeling it last week. Very angry. I don't want to use the term mental health, but that was not going well last week. Yeah. Mercy, thanks for popping in as well. I hope you also had a great weekend and a good week. Couple of festive drinks in Liverpool, just en route back on the train. Disco's going mobile. Train beers. You got any train beers? Let us know. Yeah, you've got to have a couple of. Oh no, I suppose if you're on the local trains, I guess not. But work early tomorrow in the office. Fair play. Like I say, yeah, I'm not in the Well, I might have to go into the office to pick up a parcel that was meant to be delivered Friday or Saturday, and is now going to work because I was going to be there Friday and Saturday to receive it. And now I'm probably going to have to go into work tomorrow, and I hope it's not too early. and then I can see what I can do with the rest of the day. Might stop at Wetherspoons for some more stout. Funny enough, the Twickenham beers. I don't know if you've seen them, Mr. Wilson. The Twickenham Christmas beers. There's 4 of them. An oatmeal stout, and then based on that, there's a mint choc chip stout and a raspberry ripple one, and a rum and raisin, which I'm rather looking forward to. So I like Twickenham beers. I like their Christmas stouts. Missed out last year, but they're in my local spoon. So as soon as I popped up there last week and had a couple of pints of roasted nuts and could have carried on, I think I might just nip there either tomorrow or Tuesday and catch up with those Christmas stouts. I don't know how to great to see it. Yeah. Obviously, thanks for chiming in on Instagram. I've been very quiet about it, lest I absolutely unload and get myself into any trouble. But yeah, Mr. Wilson, having been to Perivale and enjoyed the accommodation and the beers, he knows exactly what I'm talking about and how much of a pain it is. Yeah, so I suddenly thought you'd probably be on the local train, so. Zero tolerance to getting caught unless you're really clever, but yeah, fair play. Hey, I'm catching up with those reviews with the Advent beers because I think I'm 3 days behind. I do enjoy that kind of style of thing, just to like the surprise when it doesn't work as much as when he absolutely hits it. Harry, when he it's Blue Nose, by the way, for anybody else. Got a bunch of beers, foil wrapped beers, so he doesn't necessarily know what they are, but yeah, he hits the mark as much as he don't, so fair play. The Twickenham beers are in the cellar. No, yeah, I've never really worked out notifications on that app. I just have to keep looking at the app. But yeah, this is my dilemma though. There's 2 on at the moment. There's a raspberry ripple and I think the oatmeal. I don't mind if I don't have the oatmeal stout, but it's like, do I wait and hope that they're all 4 on together and go Tuesday, or do you just take your takes and I'll go for the raspberry ripple one that's on at the moment, and I might have to go back on Tuesday or Wednesday for the other 2. We shall see what happens in the morning. I guess that's pot luck, really. 2 days behind, but they're only lagers, so we'll be fine. Oh, I see. Yeah. I see yours on Instagram as well. Catching up tomorrow. Yeah, this is the thing. This is why I just didn't really bother doing Advent beers. I tried it a couple of years ago and I just ran out of time and never caught up, really. Go tomorrow, go back. Yeah, I think that, I mean, it's only up the road, so it's not exactly far. So I might end up, I think, yeah, you've got to take your takes just in case. I mean, you wouldn't want to go on Tuesday and having, unless they're, I would have thought they would have put them on all together to get the balance. But also, I mean, there's like 4 other taps, so it's not a complete tap takeover, but there's usually at least 5 or 6 real ales on at that one, because it's biggish spoons, and they are pretty good with their ales there, to be fair. But yeah, I think probably pop up tomorrow afternoon. It's on my way to work, so if I don't have to go to work too early to get the package, but if the package is like on a 9 o'clock delivery, I'm going to have to dash up there because there's might not be that many people there. They might not leave it. And now they can't leave it in the courtyard. They normally just leave them in the courtyard. So it's going to be really awkward. So if I get the notification in the morning, I've got to dash out there at 9. I mean, I could stop for a lunchtime pint at 11, but yeah, I'm hoping it's like an afternoon delivery and then I can have a few on the way back. And then on Tuesday, not going in, but yeah, it's only like a 20-minute walk, so I can wander up there. I think that's the plan. Right, so yeah, this Jiddlers Tipple, it's not a bad stout. It's actually getting better as it goes down, to be fair, but it's still not amazing. It's just all right. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just sort of, it's not really for me anyway, hitting anywhere near chocolate Swiss roll. And yeah, maybe it's because I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I haven't but it's always good not to do that, not to judge it. But yeah, it's all right. It's perfectly decent. I think it's a good enough beer. I'm just not wowed by it. It's just a shame because I normally try and be really positive. If I'm drinking it, it must be pretty good. But maybe also like I didn't have a good night last night. I was like feeling a bit rough this morning. So popping up, I didn't have a beer straight away. I only had a couple of pints. up there. So yeah, I'm not feeling on top form this week with one thing and another between that and feeling a bit rough. So maybe, if I drank it on a different occasion, it would be all right, be better. But for me, it's just all right. It's perfectly decent. Cheers. Let's knock it back. Yeah, it's getting better. Maybe it just sort of gets a bit warmer, gets a bit smoother, but I still don't think it's as what they call velvety and decadent or whatever it is they claim on the. But not too bad. Well, let's move on up really and go for. If I can find it. Takes me ages. We'll get there in the end. Beer number 2, please. Well, there we go. Beer number 2. Like I say, sticking with the stouts. A notification. Oh, right. Just checking. Put Titanic Advent Ale. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I thought that as well. So I just have to keep checking. Beer number 2 is another probably chocolate heavy laden stout. It's a brownie stout from Brewery I've featured before, but still don't know anything about, called Beyond Belief Brewing. And they seem to have just immediately dropped into supermarkets. I've never seen anything about them before until somebody was it the pasta ale I did, and I think again I picked them up in Sainsbury. So they seem to have gone big straight into supermarkets. And 5% called Jovian, whatever that means. Sunday, yeah. Well, I've gone sort of again. I've got too many names. I went with. What's going on here? Yeah, I went with Stout Sunday Supermarket Sweep Sainsbury's. Sainsbury Supermarket Sweep, I should have said. But anyway, yeah. It is what it is. I did this really quickly this morning. But yeah, Beyond Belief Brewing, 5%. Brownie Stout. Let's get it in a glass. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Again, I'm expecting more so than Swiss Roll. I'm expecting some nice, thick, unctuous, velvety, decadent stout going on. A little bit of a pop there. No idea. Again, see, coming off the back of that one, it did look quite thick and velvety. That pours a bit more Coca-Cola into the glass, which always worries me. It doesn't have to be thick and thingy, but it does help, I think. If you're pouring it and it wants to be kind of oily thick, but at 5%, but good head development, a little bit of bubbliness. I'm expecting it to dissipate more so than the last one did. But as always, thanks for the reminder as I step off camera and do the photo. Yeah, it's not bad. Stick's nice. It focuses. It hasn't. See if that works. Weird logo on the cans. I guess it is it always looks like 888 to me, but it is BBB, Beyond Belief Brewing, which is a bit of a mouthful. Kinda. Can't get the that's fucking terrible. I'm gonna risk it. See if I can get it back. See if that's better for the light. There you go. Makes it balances nice. Obviously, for a brownie stout, it is a very brown on the label, which is good. I think very similar. I seem to remember the last one from Beyond Belief was blue and had those kind of stripy things going on. Yeah, that works. It looks all right on the redraw. Still don't really like using that portrait mode because it's not absolutely like spot on crystal clear. It's obviously manipulated, but it looks all right. It'll do. So yeah, as expected, that head development kind of dissipating slightly. Get it back just about, but yeah, I don't expect it to last much longer. You're not been a big fan? Yeah, same here. I was sort of saying I've had, I think, 4, and they've all been all right, but not, oh, that's amazing. They've just been all right. And I think that one is possibly the best of the lot. So that's a shame, I guess. Even an Amity tonight. Nice. Yeah. It was collaboration with Neon. The peach. Yeah, peach cobbler sour. I looked at that and I'm like, I don't need any more sours. I've got plenty in. And despite its neon match, I think, yeah, it'll be all right. Peach is a bit of a funny one for me. So I didn't bother. I got a pack from Amity just because of the plum porter. And I've not had their plum porter, but I got the double plum porter, which is a bit of a weird start, but we'll give it a go. And because it's my favourite shape of glass, I thought, well, can't have too many glasses of your favourite shape, even though I've got several now in the lineup and a couple of spares. So I thought, well, why not do it? I haven't reviewed any of them yet. I don't think. No, I reviewed the one on that day. But yeah, BBC. No, BB. No, it'd be BBC, Beyond Belief Brewing. Yeah, but they just put the B's on the thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, and I see. Oh, I didn't. I don't know if I realised, but it's like a spaceman's helmet, isn't it? It's a space suit. So it's very similar to the new Bristol one, but without the ape. Yeah, I mean, don't know what it means. Again, haven't read the can, so we'll have a look. The seat nose is starting to block up a bit. Turn the heater on, trying to get the heat back up. But yeah, it feels like there's a bit of kind of chocolate cocoa kind of business going on. That fluffy head has kind of stayed, although it's thinning. Let's go. I mean, I love a chocolate brownie. Sometimes chocolate brownies can be kind of too much chocolate. I've never found anything too sweet. I don't mind sweetness particularly, but yeah, let's go. Cheers. Beyond Belief Brewing. Again. All right. Yeah. I know. Stouts don't have to be velvety, gooey, cakey thickness. They don't have to be. It's not essential. But if you're calling it a brownie stout, I want it to be. Don't skimp on the oats. Get that mouthfeel up to cakiness. All right, it's supermarket, so I know you're kind of, I guess, we're in some kind of price point. And it is a bit too cold in the glass. It might be better warmer. It is a little bit thin. Sorry. It just is. There's reasonable chocolate notes on there. It feels quite powdery cocoa in some places, but there's reasonable chocolate notes. But if you're calling it a brownie stout, I want it to be like a brownie. This one was hit or miss on whether it was chocolate Swiss roll or not, but at least had those right notes. This has got a smattering of the right notes, but less of the mouthfeel. Like I say, that was at least kind of there in thickness. It still wasn't cakey. Like, you get some stouts like oatmeal stouts that are proper cakey thickness, chocolatey goodness, I used to call it. Whereas this again is even more hit and miss than Jiddlers, sadly. It's really bad, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to say that about the next one, to be fair, if you've seen the thumbnail. But yeah, it's all right. Again, it's nothing flavor-wise. There's nothing out there or wrong. It's just sort of doesn't quite hit the mark or what I want it to be. I suppose, like I say, it doesn't have to be like thick and unctuous in the body and the mouthfeel. I think you can have a thin stout as long as it's the flavours there, and I don't think it hits the mark on either of those things. I'd have to go back and check what I said about the previous one, but it feels like, again, it feels like it's a brewery that I first saw in supermarkets before I saw anything else about them. At least with Jiddlers Tipple, I'd kind of seen a few things about them in North London with some beers coming out. And then I'm not sure what happened first, supermarkets or Beer 52, but I've seen some 330ml cans of Jiddlers Tipple. So it feels like they've gone about it the right way. All right, like he admits he cuckoo brewed in South London just to get the scale, and that's what Harry was saying as well. But then very quickly scaled up into supermarkets. But I didn't see anything from this brewery at all, really. I know nothing about them, where they are. And it feels like they scaled up very quickly to go into supermarkets, which means that they know what price point they're hitting, and it feels like the beer, it doesn't suffer. It's just not. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite what I want. Yeah, it's just. Do you know, it feels more like a dark lager, where you know you're going to have less cakey thickness, although that is possible on a dark lager. Don't forget, Wild Weber's Cake Batter Swing proved that at 6.2% black lager with cherry and vanilla, and that absolutely hit the notes of cakey goodness like a good Swiss roll. Not so much chocolate brownie, but well, there feels like a bit of toffee there now. One of the most disingenuous breweries I have found is All In Brewery. Okay. Can't say I've heard of All In. I'll have a look though. I always have a look at breweries when people give me names of breweries because you never know what you might find. I'll tell you what I've just found. I've looked away. I don't know if you saw that in real time, but that head development has just dissipated to kind of slight bald patches, if you know what I mean. Although there's reasonable kind of lacing, but that's kind of dissipating a little bit. Some interesting swirly shapes in there. Yeah, so it feels like what this beer says to me is like we've scaled up straight away to go into supermarkets because that's where it's not where the margins are, is it? It's where that feels like the prize that they're chasing. I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm trying not to be negative, but let's see what they've got to say. Beyond Belief Brewing Co. We specialise in pouring new life into leftovers. Oh, okay. I don't remember reading that last time, although I suppose the pasta pale ale, that might make sense. See, they're so sort of hit and miss. I don't remember any of this blurb from last time when I would have read it. Patented brewing process. You patent a brewing process. It's the same, I would have thought, but never mind. Means we can replace half the base grain with surplus direct from the food industry. I don't think you've patented that. I think there were several others before you. Toast, for example. Crumbs. I've only seen these guys kind of this year. Maybe I'm just being too critical. I don't know. Weird. Right. Jovian Brownie Stout. Brewed with surplus chocolate brownies and fresh pasta. Oh, so it's the pasta thing they're doing. Right. Okay. Fair play. Replacing the wheat grain of pasta with the barley malt or whatever. Surplus chocolate brownies. I don't really understand that. There's always going to be spare options for eating chocolate brownies. You're never going to be any surplus, I wouldn't have thought. Jovian lives up to its giant name. Big on flavour, bold with chocolate and coffee notes, and full of character. Surplus pasta, chocolate brownies, hops, dairy and Goldings. aroma coffee and cocoa. So still really golding hops, that's good. I'm glad they say that. 20% surplus brownies, 30% pasta, and 50% malted barley, which is great. All good. Brewed in the UK for Beyond Belief Brewing Co. WD6, which I happen to know is not far from me. It's a Watford postcode. That's interesting. Hang on a minute. Is that the same postcode as... Is that WD6? Is that not... There was a brewery about 5 years ago that had all the silver cans with lots of wildlife on their cans, like pelican and stuff. And they were in Boreham Wood, which might be the same thing, which would be interesting. Although they were more kind of wildlife charity angle rather than surplus food. I think they gave up in the end, and I wonder if it's a thing, a re-thing, similar kind of place, or just somebody taking over. Right, canned on 28th of October 25, best before the 28th of April 2027. Again, a really long date, even for a stout, mid strength. But there you go. I'm going to look up that. I am just going to look up that postcode briefly because I'm curious. And because it's so close, I want to know what is out in Watford that I've missed before. But I don't think it's like they have a tap room or anything like that. Yeah, Boreham Wood is WD6. Little detective work of the yard. That's the industrial park. Can't remember. What are they called? They changed their name. Oh, had a really, really good hazelnut stout, actually. Is that the same part of Boreham Wood? I think I might just be... Boreham Wood's a large kind of industrial estate for the most part. What were they called? Can anyone remember? They're silver cans, really difficult to photograph, and basically wildlife names on the can. So Watford, Boreham Wood, Watford postcode. Bear with me a second. Sorry, I thought the cat was being a dick again, but no, she's all right. Not Otherworld. Anyway, forget about it. So yeah, I suspect it might be a brewery that's sort of come back with a different business plan and direct for supermarkets. You reckon it won't be pasteurised and they're just slapping a date on with no care what to be in supermarkets? Yeah. I mean, I'm not against supermarket beers, but this one is sort of a little bit meh for my liking, and I'm still intrigued about exactly who they are, because you go into Google Maps and they sort of don't appear. It's just an industrial estate. Let's have a look then let's see if they got a website. I'm sure I did this before. I wonder if Beyond Belief is a clue. It's like, can't believe this is actually happening. Ready for a new frontier in beer. Oh, well, let's share this so we both get the same thing. Supermarkets don't ask for 18 months. Well, it's not going to. They don't want it sitting on the shelf for 18 months for a start. They only really want 6 months to be expected to stand. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. A stout, 12 months. But that's a much longer thing. But let's have a. Where am I at? There we go. So they do have 25% off bundle. So they do have a website. Don't make me put my age in. I'm not actually going to put my real age in, am I? Dickheads. Just say, just go yes. Let's see if they'll accept 1901. Yes, they will. That makes me 124 years old. You fucking clowns. Right. So you can buy direct for them. Welcome to the most out of this world beer. See, it's the thing. You get them in supermarkets, and yet I don't know. What did I pay? Did I pay $3.25? I bought these. I actually bought them in a 4 for 3 deal. So I think, was this the cheaper of the four? I'm not telling you the fourth one. I drank that without reviewing it. Got bottles as well. What was the one? Zenith was the one that had the pasta IPA in a 440 can, though. I thought for supermarkets. Payload is a pasta pale ale. Space hops. Green Gold, leading Slovenian brewery and hop farm, brewed with freshly harvested Aurora hops. Aurora hops, but they've also put Styrian Fox and Styrian Dragon in the floral lemongrass candy-like sweetness. Well, that's my kind of thing, but I'm not going to rush for it. Oh, hello. Vienna lager and a Pilsner with pasta. So the thing is, how are they getting that much surplus pasta to do that much brew, especially to get it in a supermarket? How is there that much surplus pasta? Why not just try reducing your pasta intake? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I'd try that. I like a Vienna lager. I like a Pilsner. Yeah, I feel I'm being very critical today. I don't know if that's just reflected on the terrible week I've had and the annoyance. I feel generally about life. Kitty! Kitty! Oh, she's flapping up and down, bless her. She just wants a lap to go to sleep. Yeah. So not sure about this one. It's not terrible by any means. It's just a bit meh, a bit light. Again, it's actually, yeah, there's a slight more cakiness about it now. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, sort of like broken pasta and misshapes on forming, yeah, specific delicate pasta shape. That's a good shout. The sandwich sheets, maybe. Yeah, so yeah, so maybe there is a bunch of surplus pasta they can't sell as pasta. I'm not questioning the use of pasta in beer. It's the wheat-based pasta, so you get those kind of molecules in it, I suppose. Isn't it cooked? Pasta's, yeah. I don't know. Don't know enough about it to claim anything, but that's a good shout, David. Thank you for that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, still shouldn't be that much surplus, but there you go. Yeah, it's one to finish. It's coming a bit more. Feels like the black malt in there comes through a little bit more of a slight bitter coffee note going on. Yeah, I think it's not as bad as I first thought. There's definitely a bit of flavour there. I'm still not getting brownie, to be honest, because I'm not quite getting that cakiness. So I think it's okay. It's there or thereabouts, but it's definitely got a kind of slightly thin edge. What I might do is leave that aside a second, get on to the next one, and it won't feel so thin. You can hear that. Yes, it does. It's alarming in that it only started as I turned the heater on. So I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. It does need new batteries because it doesn't do that all the time. So let's turn it off again. But yeah, I think it probably does. So we'll sort that out tomorrow, I guess. All right, I'm going to put this one aside. We'll worry about it later. sort of just all right. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go and let the cat out. So do bear with us a second because she's running up and down and generally being a dick. So maybe she wants to go out. Let's have a look. Bear with. Kitty. Right, that's better. If I don't get in and sit on the sofa and provide a lap for her to snooze on, she's running up and down like a dickhead. Just moved on to Krugbrow Breitenlauer. Good session bulk beer at 6.8%. Tidy. So a nice dark beer for the evening. Right, let's that sounds good. Let's move. So I can't believe I've been yammering on about an hour for two beers that are sort of found so vaguely average. Fucking hell! Come on, why can't stuff just work properly? It's weird. Why can't I work properly? Video file. That's what I was trying to do. Right. Yes, there we go. Beer number 3. Fucking hell. Right, beer number 3. Mad little can, 330, but we are up to 11%. I'm sure you probably all recognise this, and probably everybody has done it already. But it is from the immediately recognisable Vault City, and it's their 11% Imperial Stout Gingerbread Latte. Always bothers me with the word latte, but I'm not a latte drinker. I say gingerbread coffee, eh? Right. Now that's a session ale. I'm not feeling the session at the moment. I say feel a bit delicate from earlier, but yeah, session with a 330 can. Let's pop it open and see what we get, I guess. Nice little fizz on opening. Yes, it's fine. Well, there we go. That's much thicker, gloopier. Quite as much head development. Mike, can you balance these? They are 330, or are they 2s? No, it is 330. I've never tried to balance a 330 tube can like this. I don't even know if they've got the lip. That's got a dent in it, so I don't think this is going to work. I mean, there's no secret to what I do about the balance. It's just balancing on the lip with a little bit of liquid in the bottom. But I've never tried to balance one of these. And whilst I fanny about with it, that head is disappearing. Yeah, I think maybe I haven't got quite the amount right in there. I figured there was a bit less. See that one? You've got a nice big thick lip to balance on. Whereas this one, it's much thinner and much harder, I think. I think I've generally nosed it up. I like to think this is a bit of entertainment, you know. Can Disco balance the can? Or is he? Oh, hang on. Oh no. No, fuck it, I haven't put enough in there. And I don't like the thinness of that head. I still think, despite it being 11%, there should be there should be a bit more kind of thick cakey head development going on for an Imperial Stout. But hey ho. So failed can balance. Let's see if we can get the photograph to do photography things and look good. I don't even have to. Yeah, no, I have to put the screen down for this one. Oh, that's fucking terrible. Terrible light, terrible photograph. Guess a better camera. Fucking about with shadows and stuff. That's close enough, that'll do. Right, so we got the photograph in anyway, not so much on the balance. Up a bit that way. Not their best, but okay. Yeah, fair enough. I don't dive out for every Vault City beer. I do like to try their stouts because it's a bit more. It's weird up those opposite ends of the beer spectrum. Massive sours and fairly big stouts. It looks all right in the glass, apart from that head dissipation. Fairly quick. Try to rub up my nose by its face. I can't really smell any more than the other three, to be fair. I'm not really even smelling any spirity bit, although there's a little bit of alcohol legs on that glass lace in there. It looks proper chocolatey on that really tan coloured head, or what's left of it. Right, let's dive in. Cheers, all, and enjoy the beers. Whoa. Well, yeah, definitely gets all that 11% kind of barrel aged nonsense up front, out the way up front. Very spirity, pretty sweet. There is a lot more ginger cake flavour without being necessarily voluptuous. It's definitely silky smooth. There's a lot of smoothness in there, a lot of kind of smooth chocolate going on. So it's good. I think I might agree with Mr. Wilson there, though, that it's all right, but again, not necessarily their best session Imperial Stout. Not a lot on the ginger, really. It's just more sort of gentle ginger cake. Not a lot of firiness, or maybe that's that firiness that comes through in a kind of slightly spirity edge. There's a kind of little bit of, not quite rum barrel aging, but definitely a sort of rum soaked ginger cake about it. Bit of chocolate rather than probably coffee, which is odd for a latte. But yeah, it feels more like milky chocolate than milky coffee. I'm vaguely aware of what latte is there. Let's see what they've got to say. Lot of translated ingredients list. So oats, lactose, brown sugar, vanilla, coffee, cinnamon, and ginger. Okay. How they get away with this in Scotland is amazing. But yeah, nice. Yeah, lovely kind of slightly festive, kind of decorative can art there with cups of coffee. Not quite going towards Starbucks, but vaguely there. It says a smooth, full-bodied stout fit for the season, featuring chocolate malt oats and creamy vanilla for a luscious, velvety mouthfeel. Additions of brown sugar creates delicate sweetness while subtle coffee notes meld with cozy, warming spices of cinnamon and ginger, rounding out each step. I would never have guessed cinnamon, to be fair, despite that sweetness. I don't feel there's much ginger. It's not fiery ginger, it's just sort of gentle. It's not nice. Sorry, it is nice, but it's not the best, I think. I wouldn't say it's velvety. It is smooth, definitely smooth, kind of in a hot chocolate kind of way. Um, it's more mocha than latte, to be fair, because it's only hints of coffee and more chocolate. I wouldn't use the term balanced necessarily, but it's not. Again, it's not way out bad. It's like if you like a good big kind of chocolate stout, then it's kind of there or thereabouts, especially if you like some kind of barrel aged imperial stout. As imperial stouts go, it definitely hits the mark. High ABV, got a spirity edge, notes of chocolate, kind of hints of some spices. Again, the ginger I think maybe comes through a little bit later. Um, I'm not really getting cinnamon. I think it's I can see it now they've said it, but I'm not fully getting it out and out. Ginger beers is a check the hard drive offence. I've had one or two that aren't terrible. I don't mind ginger, uh, and also like. I mean, obviously, this time of year when you put ginger and other spices together, it's going to be sort of vaguely Christmassy, and it's like mulled apple juice or mulled wine, kind of. You have a bit of ginger in as well, just to give it some extra edge. So I'm not against it. I don't think it's that easy to do, from what I've heard or read or seen. Here, maybe there's not enough ginger because it's kind of overawed a little bit by that kind of like chocolate note. Like I say, it is kind of fairly oily, silky smooth, not velvety really. It's kind of like chocolate, almost chocolate fountain kind of pouring chocolate uh, with a sort of spiced edge kind of thing, but not. And the sweetness is all right, but yeah. Um, Again, you put an 11% beer into a supermarket, you've got to put a lot into it to get the 11%. Why supermarkets are bothering with entertaining 11%? And like I say, this would have been about a fiver, I think. So it's a lot for a 330 can, but it is what it is. They've done well to get that in. I think your average supermarket customer would look at that and go, "That's just nuts." I mean, it's a sharing can, even at 330. But I mean, I'm not your average supermarket customer, but I'll buy this from the supermarket just because, well, I know what it is. But yeah, a couple of Vault City impies recently. The toffee nut one and the gold standard one, both good fodder. I've heard the toffee nut one is hit and miss. It's one I've never seen. I will see. I will buy it probably if I see it. And I'm not sure, but I don't remember the gold standard one. Like I say, I don't rush for Vault City, but with their impy stouts, it's more kind of my thing than the sours. Although the sours are pretty good. They're all pretty good. Like I can't see. Uh, I can't say anything too bad about Vault City. I just don't rush out for all the amount they put out. It's just I'd love to try them all, but I'm not risking £5 a can or whatever it is, just in case on a sour. Even though I know they're probably going to be pretty good, but it's just there's sort of almost it's not too much because it's like if you like that particular flavour, and I'm not against adjunct beers, as you know, I love a bit of adjunct heavy stuff. I just don't say I've got another Vault City beer arriving in this package tomorrow, just because it fits in with a particular theme. In fact, the one me and Adam have been talking about, to be fair. Um, but I didn't have to. It was just like, oh, that would be fun, maybe. Um, but I'd love to try all of theirs, but I just can't be. There's so much, so much. Toffee Night is at Tesco. I haven't been to Tesco for a while because obviously it's a Sainsbury's, but in my homemade advent calendar, the gold standard is part of the Christmas. Oh yeah, quality sheet range. Wasn't that but Beer Mongrel in Liverpool? Okay, fair play. Uh, yeah, again, haven't looked at that because it's a range because it's a set. So yeah, I haven't fussed. I tell you what I did want to get, and it's not Vault City. And I saw somebody. Was it Harry slagging off New Bristol? But I saw the New Bristol, the maple bacon Christmas stout, which I really wanted to get, and it was in the basket, and then it went out of stock before I'd actually pulled the trigger, and then I forgot to go back and look for it elsewhere. So, because I've got some beers arriving from Cornwall next week as well, including look at me actually voluntarily ordering Verdant again. Only me third or fourth ever. No, that's not true because of the Sharks. That was three of themselves. Yeah, only me fifth or sixth ever Verdant beer, and I've got two of them mostly because one's called Disco Italiano. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try that just because it's got. That's the only way Verdant really normally are getting me to try their beers if they put disco on it. And I had one in the summer, which has been rebrewed, so it must have been pretty good. I don't remember it being amazing, but it was all right. Nice, IPA, but yeah. So I'm not sure about anything Italiano is always hit or miss with me, but yeah, because it's Verdant and because it's got disco name, so I ordered it, and also got Don't Fear the Cherryman, another Don't Fear the Cherryman, another MP Stout with cherry. So I'm quite a bit of a sucker for cherry generally, preferably in stout, cherry stout. What's not to like? Despite what Rob says. Yeah, I looked at that. Nearly had that. I think I had that in a basket at one point. Verdant Rivet and Collab is good. Does have yellow in the title for the snooker race. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But no, I got the Vault City one with yellow in the title. Don't eat yellow snow, I think it is, or something about yellow snow. And I looked because the Rivington beers I've had haven't been great. And I don't necessarily go for like the hop heavy stuff from them. So I'm not a fan of Rivington. I know that's fucking controversial and you'll hate me for it, but yeah, I'm probably just drinking the wrong beers. But I probably won't like their hop heavy stuff anyway. So I did think about that, but whatever it was, I'm like, it's just I'd rather have done that because I've already got a couple of Vault City beers for the snooker range. But it was just like a make weight in the order just to get up to 8 beers, and I could have put loads of stuff on there. But I thought I would, and it was coming from Cornwall, so I thought, all right. I've already got 2 Verdant beers, so another one. I'm like, I don't know, what do I do? I got a bit mugged off slightly because they're more expensive than Trembling Madness, but like whatever, support locals and all that. Yeah, so I did see that, and I'm like, maybe I should have. Too late now, of course. So I've got a spare yellow one for the snooker range. Everybody else wants to throw me suggestion for beers. Not only colours in the title to get the snooker set, but also beers that reflect that colour is mostly what I'm getting. And I've got to go and check because I think I've got 1 or 2 more to get, and I can't remember the full range, but I've been sort of collecting them for the last few weeks. So yeah, I've got to go and check that and see if I definitely got the full range. But isn't snooker normally happens in January? And it isn't like one of the big snooker tournaments. So I might save that for early next year or something. I'll work on that. But yeah, 8 beers, all with colours reflected kind of in the beer for the full set of snooker balls. Not 15 reds, obviously. Not drinking 15 red ales in one go. I might have to do it over 2 sessions, I think, rather than drink 8 beers off the chop. But there you go. Paul, hey, there's folks popping in. We've had a good weekend and indeed a good week. Yeah, cheers, cheeky little session. 11% Imperial Stout. gingerbread latte from Vault City. It's going all right. It's decent. It's probably not amazing, but pretty decent, pretty kind of smooth, slightly spirity edge. I think you should go for 147. Yeah, I think that would break me. See what I did there? What a Rivington are brilliant. Yes, I know everybody else thinks they're brilliant. Definitely hop heavy. Their stouts are good, especially the particle coffee range. Yeah, I can't explain here why I've been less than wowed by Rivington, apart from I've had probably 4 beers from them because I got an order direct from them about 2 years ago, and one only because they had a beer with disco in the name, and both cans were distinctly average, but it was a sour. And the IPA was all right. I did have a plan for a great video with their Chaise Lounge beer. And the others were like, yeah, all right. But yeah, I think I probably drink the wrong beers. But well, birthday greetings, so raising a beer in your general direction. 44 Club. How ridiculous is that? If anybody knows the reference. Oh yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I'm glad you're doing all right. Birthday greetings. So yeah. No, actually no. I've got I have I got that? I think I've got that, but I've got 2 other green beers as well. I'm not sure which one to do. Yonder have a green beer, and I have a Czech green lager as well. It's actually meant to be green. I don't think it's called green something, but maybe it is in Czech. I don't know. But yeah, two or three. I've got Team Tox. I've got Twice Brewed's blue toxic juice and one of their pink beers. So again, it's going to be too sour heavy if I'm not careful. I'd like to not do a full set of multicolored sour beers. Obviously, red ale and brown ale was easy in it, but yeah, no, but that is a good shout for the green. I can't remember if I got that one because I got in October. I got a whole box from Twice Brewed off the back of winning the pink stuff, and yeah, I've still yet to dive properly into that box. That's the one, Bohemia Regent, the green lager. So yeah, I've got a big can of that in, so I might do that one, or I might do can't remember what the Yonder one's called now. Must be more than 2 years ago. We haven't done direct sales since 2022. It could well have been, to be fair. It might have been in 2022, but it was like a peach and apricot sour or something. So yeah, that's the one. Turbo Slurm. That's the one from Yonder. Yeah. Again, I just picked it up from that box in Cornwall. So yeah, I've got options. We got options. And yeah, well, we'll work on that later because yeah, I've got options for all the colours. I think there's another. I should do green beers generally because I should do them for football streams, but I might leave that. Yeah, so if I don't, well, I'll do one of them and then do one of them in a pre-football stream, maybe over Christmas actually, because there's probably some football on I can watch and might do another pre-football stream. Not Boxing Day, working Boxing Day. Can you believe that? Because it's better than sitting around doing nothing. So go into work, open a bar, enjoy the company of some good customers, slinging beers on Boxing Day. Look at me. Who'd have thought it's bad not to be working weekends? Do you know what I mean? I've never done that before, but well, not very often. But yeah, Boxing Day. I mean, that's mostly because I don't really do Christmas. I'm not really bothered about Christmas. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian. And I don't believe in the over-commercialization of all the religious ideology. I don't believe in the rest of the year. So for Christmas, apart from Christmas beers, they're great. Christmas parties, yeah. Rest of it, bollocks to it. Yeah, no, how many reds? I'm doing just one red ale. I'm not sure what it will be yet, and it might not even be actually red, but Yes, I'm not doing 15 reds. That would be mental. And I'm not doing a black or a colour after each of them because that would be mental. And I would probably be comatose. So yeah, just one each colour. One each. Let's not go mad here. You know, God, I'm getting old. Do you know what I mean? 20 years ago, I'm like, yeah, let's do all 15 reds. I played Derby on Boxing Day. You have 9 pints. Actually, in Derby, I mean Derby, I could very easily have 9 pints in Derby. It's that pub up the road from the station, not the Alexandra, the one before it. Begins with B, not the Belvedere. But yeah, fair play. I might get a couple of beers in. Well, it depends how busy I am as to whether I actually get to watch the game because I guess it'll be on telly, so or internet. So I will have to try and have a look in. Yeah. Oh well, there you go. Just as easy. Just as easy, Jimmy. To be fair. Is white first or last? Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it doesn't really count, but I think I'd start with white because it's the first ball you hit, isn't it? I'd go up the colours. I think from the value. I mean, all right, white is a value of whatever ball you hit on a foul, but let's just say white is 0. I think I'd start white and then go red, yellow. I'm never sure if it's green or brown. One of those two. Blue, pink, black. Because that means I can finish on a finish on a proper stout. Yeah, go up the colours. Doing red second is a bit difficult because I'd rather go up the colours from light to dark. So I'd do red somewhere near third. But no, let's do it properly. Do it properly. Have a red ale second. Or it doesn't have to be a red ale, but red ale is not necessarily red. But yeah, and I've got to decide which one I'm doing on that one. But yeah, no, go up the colours. Go up colours. White 0. Because yeah, you don't get any points if you pot the white. Somebody else gets it, so let's just call them 0 and go out the colours. I think I'll probably do it in 2 halves as well. I'll do 4 each because I'm just used to drinking in batches of 3. So if you go white, red, yellow, brown, isn't it? So then you white, red, yellow, brown. You get a good mix, and you get to finish on something dark, and then you start on green, so you're possibly on a sour, blue possibly on a sour. I never picked up that Advex mentalness. That would have been good, but we got the blue sour. And then pink. Actually, pink is also a sour. That's really difficult. Yeah, so it's a difficult second half to finish on a stout. Oh God, you've done the maths. I can't believe you've sat and done the maths. 147 is just 36 cans. Well, having just said I'm not doing all 8 in one go, probably, because I'm old now and more sensible. And yeah, I'm not doing 36 cans. I mean, it'd be fun. It'd be a hell of a weekend. A Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be a good sesh. Long time since I've drunk 36 beers in a weekend, if indeed I have. Baron has a very good pink lager. Okay, Baron is another one, much like Rivington. Everybody says they're great, but for me, it's just hop-heavy mentalness, and I can't risk the money. So I've never rushed out to Baron. Weird that they went into 500ml cans, but fair play. I would recommend Elusive Level Up is a very nice red ale. Yeah, fair shout. Elusive are another one that have often been quite elusive to me because, again, they do love the hops and they love black IPAs and they love like red or brown ales and hoppy stuff. I do like Elusive and I have got stuff for them, but I would go back again. But yeah, I've never went for Level Up. I don't know why. I'm probably getting into red ales a bit more now. Yeah, it's okay. I speak autocorrect, so I auto-corrected it. That's what Ronnie O'Sullivan. I can speak autocorrect. I got there. 107. Does he still drink? Does he not? Did he not quit? Level up varies on the different hops, so they rotate. Fair play. I think I've got. I might, if I did red ale, I would probably do our festive red from Paravel because we've got a red ale. I mean, it's actually had two different names, but it is in can, so I'd probably do that. It's not very red. It's definitely got red edges, so it's not the reddest of red ales, but it's an interesting shout of it, of a red ale. It's definitely brown, but yeah, I'd probably do that. I should do that as a separate review somehow. But yeah, there's loads of red ales about. I don't know, just the other day. Yeah, I'm yammering on too much for a Sunday night for an 11% stout as well. Right, I think they've now settled on one which is just called Level Up. Previous versions had a number in it. So, oh, okay, that's fair. I mean, it's very iconic beer, that. Obviously, with their kind of 8-bit computer game artwork on all of their stuff, and it's fairly iconic. So I recognise it if I see it. I don't think I've ever. I can't remember what I got from Elusive, and that was probably a couple of years ago. And I think it was only because I wanted the chocolate stout, the Morrisman, and I think I missed out on Oregon Trail because I wasn't going to bother with Oregon Trail anyway, and I probably missed out on Level Up at the time. I think I probably only got a 6-pack. The Pink Lager was very good, and also do very good red IPAs and Impey and Baron. Okay, yeah, again, it's one I've seen their Impey Stouts, and again, price point, I'm not asked. Even Impey Stouts, just another Impey Stout. This one almost fits in that category. It's just another Impey Stout, but those kind of spicy notes are coming through a bit better now. I'd say so. All right. 500 ml is a small operation, and you wanted to can less. Same with Rivington. I saw somebody. Oh, they mentioned that the other day on Craft Beer Channel. Again, I'm going to base it on obviously what we did at Paravel because we only do 330s. But I see. So I see what you mean, wanting to do less canning, but you end up having to have more can space, because we're getting quite a big pallet of 330s, but you wouldn't get the same on a pallet of 500s, I think, because it's almost 2 330s, not quite, obviously, but yeah, so it's like, I mean, obviously, we haven't got fuck all space to keep the cans, but I suppose Baron probably have got a little bit more. So yeah, I see the point, and also it does sit nicely on that kind of, unless you go 5, 6, 8, it's kind of close to a pint. So I'm totally not against 5. In fact, I would normally go 500s. I mean, what's the difference between 440 and 500? It just is not a lot, is it? But just used to drinking 440s now, pretty much, except for the big stuff. So yeah, no, it's fair. Again, it's just this. There are so many breweries, and there are so many good breweries that everybody else thinks is good, Baron Rivington, etc. You know, all your Glasshouse Track I've never tried. Day I've never tried. I don't know. I've sort of fitted into that niche really, and I've said this before. I like trying the beers that nobody else does, apart from the supermarket range. So I don't rush out for the hype beers. I find it personally more interesting to find a little local brewery in the back end of nowhere. That's why I've got a lot of beers from Cornwall recently that nobody else has tried, and I don't care about the views. I just want to try the beer, and they've got a better story. Not necessarily better story, and everybody else tries your Rivingtons and your Tracks, etc., in your Glasshouse, and that's great. I just want to try something different, something more unusual, not because I think it gets more interest. It just interests me, so there might be one or two other people interested in it. Yeah, no doubt. But this is the point. Every other brewery does good beer. Practically every brewery does good beer. So another hop heavy IPA or whatever sort of doesn't interest me, because if I'm going to risk my money, it's going to be risk it on something different, and you've got more chance of getting that wow moment than another hop-heavy IPA, even with New Zealand hops, which are quite like, it's only ever a variant of the same thing. So I want something different, something unusual, an unusual adjunct, definitely an unusual adjunct. Ginger kind of is in that way, isn't it? Because it's not everybody's kind of thing. So I want something different, unusual that not everybody else is having. Because I just want to, yeah. So I don't say, oh, that means like Rivington, Track, Glasshouse, etc., Brown, etc., all are no good. Just don't really work for me, And I will eventually try. I always said I wouldn't try Deo until I went to the tap room because we used to have to go to Cheltenham on a regular basis, and obviously in the last 5 years I haven't gone anywhere. But yeah, I'm going to leave there until I actually go. Well, we hope we don't have to go back to Cheltenham unless they get promoted. But did you see we scored 5 goals on yesterday? And I paid no attention whatsoever. I didn't even look at the scores until about 6 o'clock after I stopped working. But yeah, 5-1 away at Donny. I mean, it's only Donny, but tiring of hoppy hazy. I'm not. I'm not actually tired of hazy pale ales or hazy IPAs. I think I quite like hazy IPAs because if you get the right hop combination and that kind of puffy, pillowy, oaty body, oat heavy IPAs, I'm fine with it. Seeking random rare German lagers now. Yeah. I think I said this to the other day. Oh, I was talking about Italian lagers. Doesn't bother me in the slightest that much, but German and Czech. I don't necessarily go rare with German and Czech, although I do a couple of breweries that probably are less well known from the Czech craft beer, like Pivovar Vic and Permon. I just ordered some Permon from Trembling Madness, a beer I had in September, so I thought I'd try it again in a can. Yeah, I definitely try like rare and random stuff. Definitely random stuff. The stuff from Cornwall's pretty random. That breweries I'm thinking even you guys won't have heard of. That's kind of the thing. I like it when I do a random beer like that, and at least one person goes, "Yeah, I've heard of them. I've been there. I've had this beer from them." I kind of also like it when everybody goes, "What the fuck is that? I've never heard of them," And I like finding because there's still something like 2,000 odd breweries in the UK alone. It's before you even get to the continental stuff. So you can still probably find a new brewery every week. And being on social media and the way the algorithm throws up new breweries, and you go, "Oh, I've never heard of them." Chatting to a customer today at work, and he brought up, and he's talked to me about it before, but he's, "Oh yeah, we go to Shropshire on holiday, and we went to Bewdley Brewery." And I'm like, "Well, I know where Bewdley is in Shropshire. I've been there. Didn't know I had a brewery." So I'm looking them up, and I'm like, again, yeah, some really good, solid traditional ales, and really good mild. They bought a bottle of, and obviously I reviewed it for Instagram and stuff. Wouldn't necessarily like rush out and buy their whole range of beers because they're just a good, solid bunch of pale ales, bitters, etc., in a kind of traditional 500ml bottle. So really good value. But it's a brewery that probably not many other people have heard of, so I want to try them. Kind of. The one I really want to try is Eam Brewery up in Derbyshire, the Plague Village. Having been there to the village, but I should imagine very few people have heard of it. I don't know how many people have heard of Eam, spelled iron, but they've got some really interesting trad beers as well in 500 bottles. So that's one on the list I will eventually get around to. North Riding, I want to eventually get around to. Durham, I see a lot of people doing Durham beers. I really want to try that Turkish Delight beer from Durham and the Rum and Raisin. I just sort of never, unless I go to them direct, I never really see them about in bottle shops that much. There's got to be some about. Talking of which, that's a good shout. I had a Schlenkerla Ike on keg yesterday. Very good. I've ordered a Schlenkerla randomly from Cornwall. It's a cherrywood smoked beer, which I think might add an interesting dimension. I don't think I've had cherrywood from Schlenkerla before. I'm hoping it'll be interesting, decent, Schlenkerla is another one that probably everybody's heard of if you're talking about smoked beers anyway. I do talk smoked beers a lot, and I really like them, having had Schlenkerla from a long, long time ago, before I was really thinking about talking about beers and stuff. Particularly the Mars and Smoky Bacon beer. So Schlenkerla coming up. And hopefully, I think the ones from Cornwall aren't getting here till midweek, so possibly too late for a Christmas stream. I might do a Christmas stream on Tuesday from the beers. I haven't really dived into buying Christmas beers. Like I say, got these both from Red Elephant in Truro, the Cornish beers, a couple of Christmas ones, and some Christmas stuff from Trembling Madness. So I might, if I can put some together on Tuesday, and then we're into Christmas, and there's just far too much time available. I've looked at them for a long time and mean to get something from Durham, and not to mention a few others up that way as well. Like I say, too many breweries, not enough me. But the beers, tonight's beers have been. They haven't been amazing, but they've been all right. They haven't been bad. Even this is just like, it's an 11% adjunct stout, Imperial stout. It's drinkable. It's not the most stunning Imperial stout I've had this year. Definitely pretty good with that kind of, like I say, chocolate fountain kind of drinking chocolate mouthfeel. Not a lot of coffee particularly, but definitely that kind of milky note, milky coffee-ish. Spices are a bit hit and miss, not that much ginger. Couldn't really pick up the cinnamon, although there is that kind of sweetness. Maybe a little brown sugar, definitely slight. There's a spiritiness without being anything specific. It's somewhere between brandy and rum barrel-aged notes, I think. Somewhere between brandy and bum. Brandy and rum. Well, maybe that 11% is hitting. I'm talking about brandy and bum spirit barrel aging. Dickhead disco. Yes, I know. Thank you. Yes, brandy and rum notes. I'm gonna have to. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna start talking like that. But there you go. The Doppelbock. I nearly bought from Trembling, but ended up going all out on bottles from Cottery. Oh, okay, and a big frost order. Okay, fair play. I have a feeling I need to go back to Trembling Madness next week because there's a couple of other things coming out. I can't remember what it was. I'll tell you what I missed. Talking about ginger, I missed the ginger beer. The ginger, I think it was a ginger latte from Brass Castle. You know, I always go for Brass Castle, but I've got their coffee, the affogato coming. Like, I'm not exactly low key like Brass Castle. I talk about them all the time, but I missed their ginger one. Their ginger stout. I think it was a stout. So I might have to. Then it's sold out of Trembling, so I might have to go and find that somewhere else. And I can't remember what the other thing I wanted from. That maple, that one from New Bristol, the maple bacon pancake stack. I don't know. I really like that. I like the idea of that. So I might have to find that somewhere else. Maybe it wasn't available at Red Elephant either. I don't think, or maybe I missed it. I also got a winter ale from Warsteiner in a really small can, so I thought that might be something a bit different for Christmas. So there's 3 beers tonight have been like okay. I'll go back and enjoy the rest of these after. So I've been wanging on for an hour and 3/4, and I don't normally do that. It's mainly you guys, so thanks for popping in for a Sunday night. I've got to go and do some admin and just sit back and try these beers. I've got another one lined up for tomorrow night, which I didn't do on Thursday because of all the hassle that I previously mentioned. Another set of supermarket beers from a different supermarket. Oh yes, from Waitrose. So some trad beers from Waitrose tomorrow. 3 500ml bottles tomorrow, which I'm saving kind of a Monday night because I don't have to be at work on Tuesday. That could be difficult. Could be interesting though. Some old school trad beers and some new. And like I say, if I get a chance on Tuesday, I might put up a Christmas beer stream of 3 Christmas beers, and that'd be it for Christmas, really, for me. I did think of doing like 12 lives of Christmas starting on Christmas Day, but I've no idea what I'm doing Christmas Day. Maybe I'll do a live from the pub if I wander up. I'm not sure what pub to wander up, but a couple of them will be open around here. But then I won't be able to really do much Boxing Day because, working, and then I'll have to go and see the family at some point, I suppose, probably. So I won't get much time to do a live, so I won't do 12 lives of Christmas. I might do something. Well, then we're back into the weekend again, so maybe another Stout Sunday. I've got loads of stouts in, but yeah, up until that, thank you very much indeed for popping in, all of you. Top stuff. I'm going to go and catch up with Harriet Bluenose's Advent, Mr. Foyle's Advent calendar, I think, and some other stuff on YouTube. And yeah, have a great start to the week. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the Monday. Cheers to you all. Mr. Wilson. And cheers to the rest of you. Have a great week if I don't see you before. If I don't see you before, have a great, whatever you want to call it. I don't even like using the C word. Happy festive times, I say, because it isn't just about Thursday. It's about the rest of the week and the week after. And then we're into the new year, and who knows what 2026 will bring. So, yeah, cheers. Happy festive times. And enjoy the beers. And, maybe see you tomorrow or the next time. If I can find a video file for the outro, here we go. No, I can't find a video file for the outro. Oh, no, here it is. Cheers and enjoy the beers all.